Welcome, amazing people, to tonight's live. What we're going to focus on, we're going to get in, we're going to get out. There's going to be a deep dive, real quick, into decision making. So I think that a lot of people need to be better skilled decision makers. And just like everything else, a decision making is a skill. You do need to practice it. If you don't practice this, you are going to literally be really frustrated your entire life, because when you're living indecision, that is a decision. Living in indecision is the decision to stay stuck. Okay. If anybody if that hit home, it's one of those statements that really slapped me in the face one time. So if you're like, I don't know if I should pull the trigger, if I should not do this, and then you go research these things. So, real stupid one, for instance, but I want new golf clubs. So, or actually, every time I'm making a decision, when I got married, I really wanted some nice knives. And I went into full research mode. So I do this with golf clubs. I did this with knives. I did this with a car when I was buying a car. I did this even with like a dishwasher real quick when I bought a dishwasher. But side note, what I do is I gather all the information. So when I'm looking, actually, before I even gather the information, I decide that there's an issue. I decide that I'm ready to allocate some funds to fix an issue. And then what I taking a step back, that decision to kind of get going, get my research, has to come from a burning desire. Like, why? Well, if it's golf, it's to get a better golf score. If it's knives, it's like I want to make one good investment in some good knives I never have to worry about ever again. If it is a dishwasher, it's like I want this thing to freaking work. I don't want to wash dishes by myself. But because this group is called Energy and Weight Loss Secrets for Busy Parents, we're going to keep it to fat loss. All right. So let's just keep making a decision. Say tonight you decided that you don't want to weigh this weight anymore. You want to lose weight. You want to look better naked. You want to look better in a swimsuit. You want to feel happier in your own skin. You want to look in a mirror and say, fuck yeah. Sorry for cussing, but it's Monday night. And it was a hell of a day. It was a great day. But how do you make a decision? Is first thing you decide, or you develop your why. Why do you want to do this? Why is that important to you? And then you just go and figure out all the things that it's costing you. So again, back to my golf clubs. Well, not having good golf clubs leaves me very frustrated when I don't have a club that goes a certain distance, or if I can't pull off a certain shot because I don't have it. If I have dull knives, I will literally be frustrated every time I cook. It's going to cost me time cutting vegetables, prepping food, time cutting meats and whatnot. It's going to potentially cost me injuries. I might hurt myself because of a dull blade. I might be having to put more pressure into it, which could, put that blade into my finger. It could be costing a million things. In fat loss, it could be costing you time getting ready. It could be costing you anxiety around different foods, around different friends, around different social gatherings. It could be causing you depression. It could be causing you heart disease. It could be causing you like high cholesterol and medications. It could be costing you diabetes medication. It could be costing you a million different things, both physical, like how you feel in your body, emotional, mental. It could cost you financial, but like, what is the cost of where you currently are at? And then if you solve that problem, then what would the cost be? So say, like, how much money would I ultimately save if I got some good knives? Well, I could go to Walmart and I can just get a chef's knife. Every 2 years, I'm going to be spending, maybe I got to get a nice knife sharpener. With that, I might as well just get the insurance policy. I don't know with it. But say I spent $20 on a chef knife. I might be looking at spending $20 every 2 years because it cracks, it breaks, it goes dull. I don't know, the handle breaks, whatever. I might be paying $20 a month or $20 every 2 years for the rest of my life. If I'm looking to live another 40 years, so that 20 times 20 years, over $200. For $2,000? No, $200. I can't do math. No, it's more than that. $400. Oh my gosh. $400. There's no way that I'm going to spend $400 on a chef knife, but I could go buy one chef knife and it's going to cost $120, and a knife sharpener, which costs $20. And that knife should last me about 40 years. The only reason I know this is because that's exactly what I did. I went to J. Henkel's brand. I got the Zwilling Pro Series chef knives that are absolutely amazing. German steel, made in Germany. It's forged steel. It's not as brittle as rolled steel. And like, I learned all these things about knives, and how I learned about them, I went online. I researched all the top knives and what the benefits are. I went to Sur La Table, which is a store at Bayshore. I don't know if it's still there. And then I actually tested out the knives that I was going to purchase. I tested out the top Wusthof. I tested out the J. Henkel's, his Willing ones, the Pro Series. I tested out the new series. I also tested out the Japanese rolled ones. And I wanted durability. I wanted to not have to worry about it. And I wanted to have a nice sharp blade for the rest of my life. So I decided to go with the one that was a little bit more sturdy. All right. So that's how I made that decision. And with the knife sharpener, I sharpen them like every 6 months, and they're like amazing blades. I'm super happy with my decision. So back to fat loss. So what a lot of people will do is they'll be okay hoping to get results, spending $20 to $50 per month. You know, I ask a lot of people, how much do you think you have invested so far to be where you're at today? And it's not to come off as a dick. I swear. It's just to kind of realize, like, holy shit, like I had a crazy moment. So the amount of money that I've invested into my health and wellness. Well, my college degree was almost $50,000. That was a degree in kinesiology with a minor in strength conditioning, and I had one nutrition class. Okay, so I'm at 50 grand into my knowledge and my investment. Okay. I also did a lot of Perform Better tours and a lot of Perform Better summits and a lot of conferences and continuing education. I got a CSCS, which cost me $600 plus the testing. I have, you know, when it was all said and done with the supplements, you know, my pre-workouts, my post-workouts, my intro workouts, my fat burners, my Thermexcel, my Carb Repel, my greens, I have well over probably like $150,000 invested into my health and wellness. That's not even to talk about, you know, going to the doctor and the insurance that I paid and the blood work that I've done. And then, you know, well, that got me to buy fish oil and, you know, all these different things. I have a lot of money tied up in my health and wellness. My most recent certification was over $5,000. Okay. And I'm not saying that most of you have invested over like, you know, close to $200,000 in your health and wellness. But what I have found out is most people to get to where they are have invested somewhere between $2,000 and $6,000. Gym memberships, personal training memberships, supplements, weight loss programs, Weight Watchers, Noom, Optavia, Isogenics, like the list goes on. And some of them are a little more cheaper, some of them are a little more cost effective, like Shakeology. Those shakes are like $130 every month. You know, are you going to be doing that forever? Like Wegovy or Ozempic. Some people like get it with insurance coverage. It's $20. Well, are you going to pay $20 every month for the rest of your life? As we just try to do the math, that can add up kind of quick. Anywho, so how much have you currently invested to be where you're at today where you're not happy? Because 90% of the people in this group came to this group for a result of either more energy or weight loss. The name of the group is Energy and Weight Loss Secrets for Busy Parents. So if you joined just out of curiosity, it's because you wanted either more energy in your life or weight loss to happen in your life. So in the chat, if you guys are present, I would love to know how much money you have totally invested in yourself. Take a minute to be where you're at today, where you're tuning in on a Monday night, listening to what I have to say about fat loss. Now, after you have figured out what you have already tried, one of my favorite quotes, Brad Lee goes, he says, if I go talk to bums on the street all the time, and they're like, well, why are you talking to a homeless person? He's like, well, they have so many lessons to teach me as well. Like, I want to know exactly what not to do to end up like that guy. And I thought, you know, he's like a funny guy if you watch his social media, but he kind of makes a good point. Well, don't hate on every experience that you already had. You got to learn from that experience. All right. So now that you've done Weight Watchers, you lost the weight, but then you gained it back. Cool. Can't go back to Weight Watchers because it's unsustainable. If I don't have this point system in my life, I cannot sustain these results. This point system does not support me being able to enjoy date night the way I want to, or anything else without having stress and anxiety around food. Now I know that, but during Weight Watchers, I also know these 0 point foods, those must be healthy because they want me to eat them. Awesome. Good to know. Noom. All right, now I have color coded systems based off of the same thing. Well, if Noom dies tomorrow, I have learned some things of foods that agree with me more and some foods that I should probably stay away from. Awesome. I learn from it, but I'm not saying that Noom is what you need to do. Same thing with, Optavia. All right, cool. They had this lean and green thing. They had these meals. Well, I was really hungry, so I had these things. Okay, maybe I should deal with my appetite because I feel like I'm hungry all the time. That must be the reason that I'm overweight. So whatever you've already tried to do, you need to take that and learn from it. And then you need to go and do your research. What else is out there where people are having success and losing weight in a sustainable way that is making them happy? We happen to offer one-on-one coaching. This is not a plug for one-on-one coaching. We hired a new coach, so we're going to have some spots open soon. But right now, we're booked for the next 2 weeks. Super excited about that. Actually, the next 3 weeks. But side note, you need to do it in a way that you can see yourself living for the rest of your life. I say that in a patronizing way because I do want to come off as a figure of authority saying that like should be an aha moment, not any negative patronizing way. Like I'm not better than anybody, but I have a fuck ton of money invested into this knowledge and a lot of energy in going into my own body and seeing what works. I've also invested in coaching in the past, and those coaches, Hootie says nothing learned from Octavia. Sorry, Hootie. I tried to like be friends with everybody, but the reason that this is so important to me is because a lot of people come to me burned. They go to Weight Watchers, they do Optavia, they do everything under the sun. And when they come in and I say like, hey, let's just see where you're at. Let's do everything we can to, maximize your lifestyle. Could you see yourself like, hydration, sleep, all the things that I preach about all the time, like getting your calories to a healthy spot, having a protein goal, having fiber in your diet, like all these very healthy things, being active, getting steps in, just moving around throughout the day, maximizing your non-exercise activity, thermogenesis, all those things. Get your hormones into a healthy spot by sleeping appropriately. Those are the low-hanging fruit. And I just saw a funny video and it was talking about, I will do anything to lose this weight. Will you spend 8 hours in bed? Will you give yourself 10 minutes of breathing every day? Will you eat your body weight in ounces or your body weight in pounds in grams of protein every day? Will you hit a protein goal? Will you get at least 30 grams of fiber every day through things like, nuts, seeds, beans, legumes, lentils, berries, bananas, fruit, vegetables, healthy sources? Will you do that? Will you go for a 20-minute walk every day? Maybe a 30-minute walk every day? Will you do that? And it sounds like, again, like I don't want to be a dick over here, but if you're not doing those things, you don't deserve to lose weight because you're just trying to lose weight quick for a now moment. And when you try to lose weight quick, you always will gain it back. The faster you lose it, the more aggressive it comes into metabolic adaptation. When you go back to your lifestyle that you already have, your body's actually going to gain the weight back plus some more body fat cells, which is called body fat overshooting. It's a real thing. And I don't want you to experience that. So to make a decision now, you have to have a reason why you want to make that decision. You have to have exhausted all your efforts. You have to know what works and you have to know what didn't work so that you don't make the same mistake twice. Okay. So like weighing those options out, you have to have your North Star, your why of why you're trying to get there. And then you have to know what you're willing to invest to do so. So, again, I value time. If I got sued tomorrow and lost all my money, I can go make more money back. I have insurance policies in place. I could go make more money. I cannot go make more time. I value time more than anything. So what I do, what I want to learn, I actually pay someone to teach me who's already gone and made those mistakes. That's what my business coach does. That's what my male mentor who teaches me about like God and religion. That's what I do with him. He's already read the Bible. Like, wouldn't it make sense to talk to a guy that reads the Bible every day if I want to learn more about the Bible? I could probably get more out of the Bible if I talk to this person than I could just by reading the Bible with no context. You see what I'm saying? Like I value time and energy and efficiency. So ask yourself, what do you value? Do you value the same things, or do you just value your money? Another thing that I've learned time and time again is if you buy cheap, you buy twice. For instance, it costs about $20 to $30 for a fat burner. I have bought different fat burners probably 5 to 15 times in my life, somewhere in that range. I've tried doing the cheap routes, the Garcinia Cambogia, the green coffee bean extract, the raspberry ketones, those supplements that are supposed to, fix your metabolism. Supplements are going to move the needle like this much. Your lifestyle dictates everything else. So why is nobody addressing making that change in your lifestyle? So the reason I'm all hot and bothered by this and want you guys to, ultimately make the decision to go all in on yourself. Because if you don't, and you say you want to lose weight, and 2 weeks from now, you're like, oh, tracking's so hard, Ryan, I don't want to track. Or like, man, I just feel like I'm drowning drinking that much water. Like there's no way that I could get a protein goal of even 100 grams. Well, everybody struggled in the challenge with all those things. That's why I just said them. I just talked to someone today who has been struggling for over a year with tracking. She did it for the last challenge and she's crushing it now. She has a whole new relationship with tracking. Super excited for her. She built a fuck ton of momentum. She's going to go crush the next 3 to 4 months, guaranteed it. Ashley, I'm talking to you. All right. So the reason that I get so excited about this is because I just saw it in the masses. I saw 30 people sign up for this challenge. I saw 15 people drop off, 15 people finished it. I saw those 15 people all face challenges. And I saw those 15 people, now they're going to have an exit plan so they know exactly what to do and they're going to go crush it. I know that because they've already kind of made the decision to do all that internal work first. And all it is they're making a decision for themselves. And that decision is just, I'm unhappy with where I'm at. I'm already comfortable spending a fuck ton of money without seeing the results that I want. Why don't I just dedicate this next, time, energy, effort, resources, everything I got to figure it out one time for me, rather than trying to find somebody else's plan that worked for them. Like nothing makes me so upset as I was like, oh my gosh, what did Jane at the office do? She's doing keto. Oh my gosh, I should try keto. That's great that it works for Jane. It doesn't mean it's going to work for you. Maybe Jane freaking loves cheese and meat and hates, I don't know, cookies. So she's not even tempted by cookies, but every time you look at a cookie, you can't stop but eat the whole box. All right. So that was it. That was the short of it. That was 21 minutes. So that was even longer than I wanted to. If you guys do have any questions, drop in the chat. I'm just going to stop the recording.